my name is Sydney. Welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title of today's video, we're going to be doing a pretty big book haul. One of the Barnes & Nobles around my area is closing, which is very sad, but also kind of good because one, they're building a new location closer to where I live, and two, if you guys don't know, when a Barnes & Noble closes, they have a huge sale, and I'm talking big sale. So you know I had to go over there and buy some books. And I actually originally saw this on TikTok that this Barnes & Noble, one of my favorite Barnes & Nobles, was actually closing and they were doing a closing sale. But I was so lucky to actually see that TikTok before it blew up and all the books were gone. So I got in the car, drove over to Barnes & Noble, and here we are with 19 books that I bought. This whole entire video I've been saying I got 19 books and I've actually got 20. So pretend when I say 19, I said 20. I'm not gonna lie, I did go a little bit crazy, but I am justifying this because one, it was on sale, two, I had a gift card, three, I had some money off because of my points that I had. I just needed to do it. I've been wanting to go book shopping for a while, and I'm honestly really excited about all of these books that I got. So there are two books that I actually got like 2 days before this closing sale happened at that exact same Barnes & Noble. Don't ask me if I'm a little upset because I'm actually upset about this, but also not really upset because one of the books they didn't even have anymore at the sale. But the first book I got was Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I have been wanting to read a Carly Fortune book for a while, and I'm pretty sure this is the first one that is a part of like this interconnected standalone. I'm almost 100% positive this is an interconnected standalone series, but as you guys know, it is summertime and I really want to get all the summer vibes. So this, I feel like, is going to be the perfect book, and I have never read anything by Carly Fortune, so we will see how I like this book, but I'm very excited to add this to my TBR. The second book I got from this trip prior to the sale is Ready or Not by Cara Stone. This book, I swear, has been sold out at every single Barnes & Noble that is close to me, and I looked down and there she was. She was the only one there, so I know she wasn't going to be at the sale anyways, but I obviously had to pick it up. I'm in the middle of reading a Cara Stone book right now. I am loving it so far, and the other book that I have read by her, Promise Me Sunshine, was actually my first 5-star read of this year. So of course I had to pick up another book from her, and I know a lot of people also really like this book. I feel like all of her books are pretty hyped and have very good reviews, so I'm really excited to get to this. I also really love this cover, like all of the pretty colors in here. Okay, now we're going to get into the first bag I have from the actual sale. This is my receipt. It looks like one of the receipts that you would get from CVS. I'm not going to tell you guys how much I spent yet. If you guys want to take a guess of how much you think I spent, leave that in the comments, and then at the end of the video, I will reveal my total of how much I spent. Let's get started with the first book, and that is The Rose Bargain, and this was actually the monthly pick at my Barnes & Noble. So this Barnes & Noble was 2 stories, and I had scoped out and gotten all of the books I wanted from the first story of it. So I went up the stairs to the second story, and when I was going back down, I was just looking around and I saw this book. It was on the bottom shelf, so that is why I missed it, because there was so many people there. But immediately I was like, I need to go back up there. I don't even care. So went back up and I picked this up because I have heard a lot of people really like this book, and it is a YA fantasy. And I also saw that Stephanie Garber has a quote or a little like blurb on the front of this, and if you guys don't know, Stephanie Garber is one of my favorite authors, and when I saw that, of course, I was gonna pick it up. I think this will be a book that I will pick up fairly soon because I have seen so many people talk so highly of it. So we will see, but I'm hoping that I actually pick this up very soon. Oh no, this book is ripped. Oh wow. Okay, the next two books I have are from the same author and also kind of a part of a interconnected series. And this one is Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I was really hoping that I could find more of the books to actually complete the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, but I was only able to find two, but I'm not complaining because I didn't even realize this until a little later, but it is actually signed. I really hope you guys can see that. It is actually signed by Krista and Becca Ritchie, so I thought that was so cool, and I was so surprised that these were still there, but I'm very excited and I was very pleased to see that this is a signed book. I'm just really happy that I was able to get this because I love the Addicted series, and I am so excited to get into the Calloway Sisters part. I am pretty sure this is, it says on Goodreads that this is the fourth book in the Addicted series. I actually don't have the first book in the Calloway Sisters series, but I was able to get the second book, which is Hot House Flower, again by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Again, I know I am going to read the rest of this series anyways, and they were on sale, and who knows when I would see them on sale ever again anytime soon. So I thought, why not just pick it up because they were there, and obviously I had to, and I already know I love this series, so I had to pick them up. Next up, we have Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh, and this is the sixth book in the Boys of Tommen series. I actually have the fifth book on my TBR for this month, and I am so excited to read it. But when I saw a stack of these books just sitting there, I was also very surprised because there was no other Chloe Walsh books left on the shelf, and this was just like sitting in a pile on a table, and I obviously had to snag it. But I am so excited to be adding this to my TBR once I finish number 5. Next, we have Just Friends by Haley Pham. If you guys don't know, Haley Pham is an OG YouTuber. I grew up watching her, and then she started to do more book content and is now pretty much a booktuber, and obviously she wrote a book. And I have heard and seen a lot of mixed reviews on this book, but I feel like I have like some connection to her just because I grew up watching her videos, and I feel like I just have to give this book a try. And when I saw it there, again, I thought, why not? It's on sale, and I'm just gonna get it because I've been thinking about it, but I never actually picked it up. I'm really proud of her. Also, this cover is super cute. It's giving very much summertime vibes, so this will probably be read sometime in the summer. I think I might have blacked out during the sale because I didn't know I got 3 Krista and Becky Ritchie books. I thought that these were the only 2 I got, and I knew one of them was signed and one of them wasn't, but I could have sworn I had 2 that were signed, and I do. Wait, bruh, I swear to God, this book was signed. I do not remember picking up 3 of them. But hey, here we are. Okay, we have Some Kind of Perfect by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And again, this one is signed, so very exciting. Thank goodness I'm not going crazy because I knew I picked up another copy that was also signed. This is the 5th one in the Calloway Sisters series. So we've got some gaps going on in the Calloway Sisters series, but that's okay. At least I know that I'm going to be able to find these books eventually and they're not going to go anywhere. But I'm very excited to have not 1 but 2 signed Krista and Becky Ritchie books. Next, we have Catherine Center's The Love Haters. This cover is giving very much summertime again. Are we seeing a theme with the summer books? But I will be reading this in the summer, hopefully sometime soon. She is not a long book either, so we will see when I read this, but I'm excited to have this on my TBR. Next up, we have Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I actually have the first one in this series on my TBR, but I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd one. This one does have the sprayed edges and is like the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which also matches the other one that I have. But when I saw this, I thought, why not pick it up? Because I know I am going to want to pick it up eventually. I actually already listened to the audiobook of the first one in the series, but I feel like I need to go back and read it because I was in a reading slump at the time. I got this one again. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd one in the series. The 2nd one is somewhere in one of these bags We'll get to her soon. This next book I have been wanting to pick up for a while. I actually had it sitting in my Amazon cart for a very, very long time. And then I'm pretty sure sometime in the early part of this year, it actually was released and is now sold in the bookstores. And that is Picking Daisies on Sundays. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys have probably seen this cover floating around any book content because it is so adorable. For some reason, I just never picked it up when I saw it. I was so close so many times picking it up. And when the sale came along, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to pick it up. So here we are, and I have been really interested in reading it. So now that I have it in my hands, we will definitely be reading her very, very soon. And I'm just obsessed with this cover. Last book from this bag, we have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I am actually reading a Sarah Adams book right now, and it is actually the second book in this little interconnected standalone series, and I haven't read the first book, which is When in Rome. So when I saw this, I thought, why not pick it up? Because I already know that I am enjoying the second one in this series so far. So I thought, if I'm enjoying that, I'm enjoying her writing, I'm having a good time, why not pick up another one of her books? Moving on to the second bag. I have been looking for the first book in this series for a while, but unfortunately, most of the Barnes & Nobles that are near me do not carry it. But during this sale, they had a big stack of the third book in the series, which is Unbound. And when I saw this cover, I knew I needed to pick it up. I've seen a lot of people reading it, and I feel like I just needed it on my TBR anyways. And once I find the first book, obviously look at the second book, but at least I have the third book on my TBR whenever I eventually read the first and second book in this series. But she will get read eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I saw this cover, I thought it was beautiful. I have already been looking for the first book in the series, so I thought, why not just pick it up? Next up, we have American Fantasy, which this book is a fairly newer release, and I have seen so many people talk about this book, and when I saw it sitting there, I knew I needed to pick it up. And honestly, this is a little bit of a different type of book than what I would normally read, but I am really excited to get to it, and I feel like I am going to really enjoy it. So we will see. This is also a fairly short book. It is around 300 pages, so I think this is definitely going to be a book that I could knock out pretty fast, but I am really excited to get to this eventually. I feel like, I don't know why this cover is giving, I guess it's just because of the colors and this little like ship. It's giving summertime, so this will probably be on my summer TBR. When I originally saw this next book, I fell in love with the cover, and when I read the back, I was really intrigued, and I just didn't end up picking it up at the time because I was trying to limit myself in how many books I was buying. When I saw this book was still there at the time of the sale, I knew I needed to pick it up because I honestly was still thinking about it. And that means it's probably going to be something that I'm really gonna like, and that is Heart's Landing. Guys, this cover, the sprayed edges, so freaking cute. And I did actually look it up on Goodreads, which I am really trying to be better about, but it had really good ratings and also not a lot of reviews. So I feel like not a lot of people have heard of this or even read it yet. So that actually got me a little bit more excited to read this book, hopefully sometime soon. It says 4 friends made a promise to live one night like it was their last. That night changed everything. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that sounds interesting, so I will definitely be picking this book up sometime very, very soon. The next book is also a book that I have not seen a lot of people talk about. Honestly, I don't think I have seen anybody talk about this book, and that is Our Secret Summer. And again, going into this Barnes & Noble sale, I was really trying to keep an eye out for any books that were giving all of the summer vibes because I am trying to get more books on my TBR for the summertime and actually jump into all of the summertime feelings. So obviously summer is in the title and I picked it up. When I read the back, it sounded interesting, and I don't know, I'm excited. She will definitely be read in the summertime, and she is a fairly shorter book, around 300 pages. The ombre sprayed edge is cute. Next up, we have Air by Saba Tahir, and this was also another one of the Barnes & Noble monthly picks. And sprayed edges, she's cute, and this is a YA fantasy. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but I do have one of her books on my TBR cart. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of more of an impulse purchase. I did read the back of this and look it up on Goodreads, and I saw a lot of really good reviews, and it did sound very interesting. Honestly, just seeing that it was the monthly pick and there was only a few left of the book, it kind of just like made me want to pick it up. I haven't heard too much about it. I don't know too much about it, but I'm excited. Next up, we have The Right Move by Liz Tomforty, and this is actually the second book in the Windy City series. The first book I have on my TBR, and I know a lot of people love this series, so I knew I needed to pick it up, and I have been wanting to read this series for a while. I'm pretty sure these are interconnected standalones, so I could really read this if I want to at any time, but I know I'm going to read it anyways, and I'm probably going to enjoy it based on all of the reviews I have seen on this series, so why not add this to my TBR. Next up, we have Kingdom of the Curse by Carrie Maniscalco, and this is the second book in this series. Again, we have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with the sprayed edges to match the other two that I have on my shelves, and I am excited to get to this series, finish this series technically. The last book we have is Skyshade by Alex Astor, and I'm actually listening to the second book in this series right now, and I am enjoying it so far. I do feel like this series isn't going to be 5 stars or anything, you know, mind-blowing to me, but it is a fun series and I am enjoying it. And I did enjoy the plot in the first book, so I thought I'm probably going to continue the series anyways, so why not pick up the following book. Those were all of the books that I got during my Barnes & Noble closing sale. So as I told you guys in the beginning, I actually ended up getting 2 of these books before the sale at literally the same exact Barnes & Noble, probably like 2 or 3 days before this sale even happened. So that means I got 18 of these books during this sale. So the grand total for all 18 of these books was $201.29, and that was before I had my gift card and my points applied. But I feel like that is a really good price for 18 books. All of them were 40% off or more, and I obviously am a member at Barnes & Noble, so on top of that, I got an extra 10% off of each book. I do honestly really feel like I got a good variety of books, and I am so excited to add every single one of these to my TBR, and most of these I'm going to be reading soon. I really think I just needed a good book shopping day, and this did the trick. I feel like I am so excited to add these books to my TBR, which is making me even more excited to actually read and pick up a book, because I'm not gonna lie, I have been in a teeny little tiny bit of a reading slump, which is not fun, but these have definitely made me 10 times more excited to get back into reading and read all of these amazing books that I got a pretty good deal on. But if you guys have read any of these books and feel like I need to bump these up on my TBR for the summer, definitely let me know in the comments below. But that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to stay tuned for more videos from me, and happy reading!